Now, Ubisoft has been caught in a lot of controversies lately. It's almost that they realize that they can't become number one by making good games, but they can become number one as the most distrusted company in the market. They do have to compete with Blizzard for that position, but they are definitely doing their best, stepping up their efforts, especially in recent time. One of the things that made me jaw drop is the fact that they're working with the British police in order to arrest their customers. Like, yeah, you actually heard that correctly. Take into account that this is a country like where in Scotland, for instance, you could go to prison for misgendering someone. Like they have very strict hate speech laws over there. So Ubisoft is basically saying, hey, if you buy our game, we're going to listen in on you and we're going to rat you to the government. So J.K. Rowling, you better watch out what games you're playing. Now, if that wasn't a PR success, and again, like, they're coming with this out in the open, like they're making this public, and then they're dismayed that the overwhelming amount of gamers go like, no, we do not appreciate the fact that you're listening in on us. And also, no, we do not agree that you as a company should turn in my child to the police because you said something edgy online. But they didn't stop there. Then they announced Prince of Persia, which is one of my favorite games that when I grew up, it's based on the Arabian Nights mythos. And apparently the Arabian Nights mythos is evil. It's got Orientalism. I don't even know what that means, nor do I care to find out, but I do understand that it's so evil that it can't even be depicted in a game rated M for mature. And then you also have another evil concept, which is the man rescuing the girlfriend, right? So like the prince rescuing the princess. Apparently that is extremely evil. And you also can't have it represented in a game rated M for mature. So the new Prince of Persia is going to take place without the prince and without the Persia. And instead, we're going to get what looks like Americanism, right? Like Orientalism is out the window, Americanism is in, with hip-hop music and the Californian mental illness haircut. Obviously, gamers weren't very happy about that. The new game that they're announcing is Star Wars, and, you know, when you have a company like Ubisoft, which can turn even gold into shit, as we saw with Prince of Persia, they're allying with Disney, which is also another company renowned for turning gold into shit. So the shit is going to grow exponentially when it comes to Star Wars Outlaws. I mean, the controversy don't even end with this game. I would require another video, but if it's not requiring people to connect online to play a single-player game, if it doesn't have a season pass for a single-player game, if it doesn't ask around $120 from people in order to play 3 days early and get access to the Jabba the Hutt mission, which, by the way, they also said, hey, it's not that big of a deal, it's not that important, after people spend $40 in order to access it. And then you have, like, the Californian Manjaw industrial complex setting into this game. They could have had just, like, a pretty lady, like a pretty female character that you could have, but no, they decided against it because they don't want to sell merchandise. They want to milk you of your last penny by selling DLC. So with all these controversies out of the way, it's not surprising that most gamers do not look at Ubisoft with kindness right now. They are very upset. So Ubisoft is aware of this, it turns out, and they're basically having this internal memo where they're you know, doubling down on everything, and they're using the buzzwords, you know, reciting the mantra that they do not accept hate or harassment. I assume that when they're reporting their customers to the police, they do not do it with any type of hatred. Like, Little Billy used the gamer word, you know, PewDiePie was on the bridge and he said the thing, so now the cops need to know. But they're not going to do any type of hatred when reporting it. And of course, they're very proud to represent racism. Yes, the inclusion, except for the gamers that use gamer words. We do not include them. You know, the racism goes really deep. It's like Nazi ideology going all the way to DNA and stuff. But this is all regardless of external pressure or influences. Right, so even if all the customers are telling them, hey, knock it off, they're like, no, we are resistant to external pressures or influences. Can you even call customers as being external to the business? I mean, I guess in a way they are, but they're also vital to the business, because you can have, like, the best organization in the world, But unless you're Pfizer and the government just pays you for the product, then no, you need the customers. So anyway, they're telling people, they're telling their team that if you are exposed to or witness any negative behavior, just block, right? So they're encouraging the use of block lists. They're basically admitting that dialogue is difficult, if not impossible. Like they realize that they're so far gone, so far detached to the market that at this point there is no more middle ground. And they're just going to bunker down in their bigotry. And it's absolutely bizarre. Again, I want you to imagine any other business. Like you have a bakery or something, and you insist in drawing penises on every single piece of bakery that you have. So now you're having concerned parents coming to you and saying, hey, what are you doing? Like, my children get to see the bread. Can you please stop with this nonsense? And you in your bigotry will go, no, you guys are wrong. Like, we do absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. I think that the way we run our business is very moral. And in fact, it's you that are out of touch. And it's you that are hateful. And you know what? We're just going to stop listening to you. If possible, just buy our bread through DoorDash. Just don't even come into our store because we're not going to acknowledge your presence. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And again, I'm curious just how much the community managers have to play into all of this. They're the ones that shape the community, right? Like they're the ones on Reddit. They're the ones on all these places that get to set the rules and get to ban everyone that disagree. That they're the ones with the heavy moderation. And I think like they're the ones that then, after creating the quote-unquote safe environment, they take some of the most popular posts and they go to their employers and say, hey, look, everyone actually loves paying $120 for a game. Oh, the main character, absolutely beautiful. She's probably going to sell merchandise everywhere. She's going to sell all the toys. Everyone likes her. It's just a couple of bigots that have different opinions. Everyone enjoys having their police called on their kids for playing Ubisoft games. Yeah, no, like, this is just the standard now. Everyone likes it. And you have, like, a couple of weirdos on Twitter that disagree. I wonder, like, if this is the conversation, because I'm genuinely curious. Like, how can you be so fucking detached? How can you try your best in order to ruin your company, which is becoming very bland and stale in recent years? I mean, I used to remember when I was hyped the moment an Assassin's Creed game came out. I was so hyped and pumped when Prince of Persia would come out. There's actually an indie game now that makes a Prince of Persia, and it looks much more closer to the original than the stuff that Ubisoft is doing. It's absolutely baffling. And instead of like getting the hint and being like, okay, well maybe heavy-handed moderation on already dying community is not a good idea. Maybe we should find alternative business practices rather than charge people $120. Maybe we can just have like a cute female character that's wholesome and likable so that people buy merchandise of her. Maybe we can do that? No. Instead, we're going to block everyone. We're going to keep on blacklisting. This is going to do wonders for our engagement on social media. This is definitely going to use word of mouth in order to carry our game. It's absolutely bizarre. I do not know what is in the mind of those people. If this was my company, I would be shocked. I would definitely be scared and start fighting individuals left and right. But, maybe they still have like a lot of money coming from external sources. I genuinely don't know what's going on. But let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.